Hi, everyone. This is Jacqui Cooper with Crypto Mom 2 Talk Show, and I want to welcome everyone back to the show. Definitely, I want to remind everyone to like and subscribe. I have a lot of talks that are still in the queue that I am editing right now that will be dropping soon. And I'm very excited to be sharing all the news and the content with you. So as I always mentioned on the show, I'll just do the disclaimers up front right now so they're out of the way. These shows are not financial advice, they're not legal advice. It's educational. You definitely need to do your own research and you need to consult with your own professional team. A little bit of background about me in case you're new to Crypto Mom 2. I am an attorney. I'm also a blockchain consultant. I'm a cryptocurrency investigator, and I'm also an author of a book series called The Bitcoin Cinderella. And I'm in the process of writing the next two books of the Bitcoin Cinderella series that will be featured on about NFTs as well as about Bitcoin mining. So it's a fun read for families as well as those that are in the know if you want to have a blockchain adventure series. So definitely visit Amazon and get a copy, and then let me know what you think afterwards, because I'm always happy to answer additional questions in the next books that are coming out. But today we are about also solutions and problem solving. And I've known this gentleman for a number of years. And we have been talking about his primary company, which he's going to talk about, but also about the products and the problems that they solve. And we've done a number of episodes. So we recently did an episode for those that might be looking for jobs that is about to hit the content area. So definitely take a look at that. And I will be linking the historic chats that we've had within the blog below, and also any contact information. So you can definitely check out the resources. Before I bounce over to him to have him introduce himself, I also just want to mention that on many of the shows, not this one, but on many of the shows, there might be affiliate links or other links. So again, even with any links that are there, you still need to do your research. Again, in the United States, these disclaimers are especially important because of the changing laws that are going on. But again, the blockchain community is phenomenal with the creativity and ingenuity. And that's one reason why I love speaking with the individual who's here today, because of the fact that they are constantly thinking about what is next on the blockchain and what problem needs to be solved. And they are definitely the thought leaders. So welcome, Anurag. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Jacqui. And it's a lovely, warm introduction. I'm really honored to have be on the show once again.
So go ahead, because some people might be new to who you are and what your company does and where they're located. Why don't you give it a quick overview? I know we see the screen behind you, which talks about a lot of different things within the blockchain. And I'll be showing the visual shortly right after, so we can talk about the platform that you've created.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my journey in blockchain started almost 7 years ago when I stumbled upon blockchain while working for one of the big banks, building a small POC where they wanted to try blockchain to solve a trade finance problem. And I think that's when we decided to actually focus on this particular side of business. And so over the past 7 years, we are now in different countries: San Francisco, London, Argentina, and obviously Delhi being the tech center. And we've been just able to expand into all these different use cases. And that's probably just a function, I would say, that we've been in this thing for very long, and we just kept on believing when markets were down, which was, at least 3 times that I remember distinctly. And people who were successful, they left, and then they later on again tried to, but then so I think it's all of these things has accumulated a lot of experience, and of course, there's a huge, set of products which are out there live, which are both in enterprise as well as in the public space. And out of that, of course, is some of the products that I think we have covered on this show as well.
So the name of the platform that we're going to be I'm sharing, I'm getting ready to share it. So that's why I'm pausing here, is called the Trust Exchange. So why don't you, it says a specialist exchange ecosystem. First, for those that might not know, explain what an ecosystem is, and then also explain the overall view as we kind of explore this. Why was the Trust Exchange created? What problem did you see existed, and why did you think that something like this needed to be created?
Right. And maybe I'll go even a step back from here
Yeah.
and then think of the trust ecosystem itself. So the trust ecosystem is, I think, the blockchain community oftentimes, especially some of the negative connotations associated with, core teams not behaving ethically, or there are a number of issues in terms of hacking, money lost, etc. Excuse me. And oftentimes it's blamed on the core team itself. And I think what we wanted to do was build a platform which is, almost, I'm not saying guaranteed, but, almost a version of as close to, trusted ecosystem as we can get. And so on that philosophy, the first product to go was a Trust Recruit platform. And Trust Recruit platform is live for now almost 10 odd months. Excuse me for this, I'll just get this out of the way. And this particular platform, as you were alluding to earlier, Jacqui, is meant for offering jobs to people. And the difference here is these are Web3 jobs and people are verified, versus in the open market on platforms like LinkedIn or Indeed.com, where the resume information is not verified. And so a lot of lies and embellishing of resume happens, and therefore the process is a little tedious, versus the platform where we build everything is verified and clean, and there are the incentives, and that is the reason why people come and create their resume NFT. So that was the first product. The second product obviously is this exchange called Trust Exchange, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the bigger sort of overarching plan and the vision of trust ecosystem is to have staking platform, NFT marketplaces, all under the umbrella of this trust ecosystem. And all of these things that I'm mentioning are in the making. So they are at different stages where we will be subsequently releasing them. And they will all be part of the same ecosystem. Same token is going to be used to obviously transact and get loyalty and commissions and staking, lending, borrowing. So a lot of cool things are planned, and that is basically the genesis of this trust ecosystem. So that basically is the story.
So what I'm hearing is that in doing an ecosystem, the individuals will be able to have the benefit of access to a variety of services. The other thing I just want to mention before we actually go into a deeper dive as to what those services are, I do want to mention for those that are listening, you are established in Estonia, correct?
Yes. So
And
go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say, for those that don't know, Estonia is a very restrictive country when it comes to blockchain companies. It's a very rigorous country in terms of their process of approval and that type of thing. So why did you choose to register in Estonia instead of other countries? Because I know you're based in the United States and overseas. So why did you choose Estonia?
Yeah, so there's like two different set of so one is this trust ecosystem, and then the other is this PrimaFelicitas. So PrimaFelicitas is basically the one which is building these complex blockchain technology products. And as I said, we've been building these for 7 years. So exchanges, wallets, payment gateway, etc. So all of these things, we've been doing that for years now. And out of that came first Trust Recruit and now Trust Exchange. And obviously, because these are fully operational businesses with their own P&L, versus this being the technology arm. So it was very clear that we had to have a separate entity for that. So this is a totally separate entity. The only thing is PrimaFelicitas is providing the technology support. Now, why Estonia? I think it was very clear to us that we wanted to be in a very, clearly regulated country where, there is no future risk as well, in the sense that all founders, everything, KYC, etc., is critical, because there are a lot of jurisdictions today which I feel are either unclear or there is an outright ban, and then there are heavily restricted countries, and then there are countries where literally you just come and you are able to set it up because the due diligence is not there. And there are a number of such countries in the Caribbean and other places, right? And so we wanted to be in a very good jurisdiction where it offers respectability, but also because we're getting a license, a crypto license and other things. So getting a crypto license is a very tedious process, and I think obviously we are going through it as we speak, and we had like 3 submissions, so they keep asking us, okay, what about this? So we submit some big set of documents, our lawyers do that, and then they come back again. So the good thing is, because the European Union is going through this change of regulation, and I think they're trying to fine-tune their approach in terms of awarding licenses. So I think the fact that they are doing all these things just gives me a lot of confidence that once things start to progress, we will be in a very good shape, because I can tell you, in probably a year's time, getting a license in some of these heavily regulated countries would be super difficult. They won't be giving these licenses all that easily. So we are doing this year, and the next stop is obviously Dubai, and we are already in the discussions with lawyers there. So we want to have multi-country licenses, and we do it in a very regulated way. And yeah, that's basically the game plan, Jacqui.
Okay, so let's go back over to this ecosystem. I see different things that are listed here. There's Tripod, there's taxis, there's TAF, telephone, and the Trust AI. What would you like to talk about first?
So let me talk about taxis, maybe. So taxis is, it's a very interesting concept. So what happens is, people are liable to pay taxes every time there is a taxable event. The challenge is that the current systems are not equipped to record exactly when a taxable event happened. And because these are transactions, are so many of them throughout the year, you tend to lose track. And you have all these different wallets, you have all these different exchanges, all of these different places where you have it. And so you either tend to overpay or underpay your taxes, especially in crypto, neither of which is desirable. And so what we are trying to do is, we build this ecosystem on which, and the idea is not just to have it here. Obviously it's going to be here to begin with, but it's going to be at other places too. And so what we're trying to do with this particular platform is that people come, they are able to connect all their different wallets and exchange wallets and other things, even airdrops or donations, whatever. And this application literally calculates the final tax that is due on them. So it basically creates a form F89 4989 or 8949. This is the US IRS form. And obviously this is currently formatted as per the US requirements, but again, this is going to be for all global jurisdictions. That is the plan. And of course, the next step would be in this to have it roll out to wealth managers, where they're managing individuals' wealth, and then also allow assets of other classes to come in. So that is when this particular product is literally going to be spun out as a trust taxis or some such thing, where people can, when they're just interested in the tax part, they can do it, right? So that's basically something which you're offering, which obviously, to my knowledge, no other exchange is offering at this point.
So I know that different countries have different tax rates. So I know you started in the United States and you mentioned that you're going over to other countries as well. I recently saw that Portugal started to tax cryptocurrency at, I think it was either 20 or 28%. So again, things change all the time. So it's important for individuals who are investing in the cryptocurrency side to think about having a platform, a tool that will help them. Because you're right, the tax laws are changing and it gets very complicated when as an individual or even as an institution, you're trying to track over the course of a year the exchanges that might be happening. So that is definitely something that's needed. What is Tripod, Taft, Telephone, or the Trust AI?
Yeah, I'll tell quickly. So tripod is basically a very unique, I would say, order type, and here you can buy and sell as well as have a stop limit in terms of putting these three orders, and you can do it through one single order type. So what's happening here is people can place a sell order and a buy order. So if you place a buy order and you do not have an asset, technically you cannot put a sell order. But what the platform does is you can place both the orders simultaneously, and then you can also liquidate it when you reach a certain threshold, the stop limits, as I mentioned. And you can do it all through one single order type. And also, this sell order is only going to get executed when you actually have the asset in your wallet. Normally, what happens is you cannot place this order till the asset is in your wallet, but here you are able to do both things. But for the trade to execute, you obviously need this, but you're not wasting time waiting for the asset or the asset to arrive, and you're also not waiting when you want to liquidate it. So if you are a day trader and you want to take benefit from this, I think that is where a lot of people are literally glued to their trading screens and literally doing this day in, day out, spending hours and hours just looking for that small window when this is going to happen, versus this order type which executes seamlessly. You just go and sleep, morning, if the threshold was reached, you would have got the trade done and you would have the money in your wallet.
Interesting. I know that is the beauty of the blockchain, by being able to give commands, and then when certain conditions happen, it will execute. So that's interesting that you were able to create this for that purpose. What is Taft, Telephone, or the Trust AI?
Yes, TAF is basically a kind of a framework that we have created by which we are identifying some really high quality projects at a very early stage. So these are pre-listing. So projects which are in the stages of going for TGE and going for exchange listing. What we are trying to do is we have built a framework, and using this framework, we are assessing the entire market, and whichever projects we feel pass the due diligence, have a solid technology, have a good roadmap, have a very strong team, and a lot of other things, then obviously we partner with them and try to get them on our platform. So basically, we want to list them first before they go on any other exchange. And the idea here is obviously at the time of listing, usually is when most of the early investors make a lot of money, because that is where the X multiplier happens. And so we want to be that exchange which is listing some really high quality projects and probably be the first ones to do so, so that our community can benefit from it.
And Telephone and Trust
Telephone, yes. So telephone is basically we're trying to provide a 24/7, 365 customer support, just like you can probably imagine in some of the banking areas. A lot of banks don't offer it on Sundays and other things, but we want to do it, literally throughout the year. And Trust AI is basically an AI platform where you are able to do, you are able to follow and mirror others' trades. Also, look at your own strategies in terms of whatever has been good and not so good, and the algorithm tells you how successful you have been in a particular strategy, and maybe if you wanted to carry on with a certain strategy or want to change. So that is what you get from this Trust AI. It helps you do better trades.
So I've scrolled on down. For those that are on the audio side, definitely hop on over to the YouTube side so you can see the platform, even though there will be a live link on the audio side, so you can actually go into the platform as well to explore it. I'm seeing text benefits, from liquidity to the deposits to multi-asset facility, fiat transfer, low transaction loss, low withdrawals, lightning fast transactions, and excess security. So those are all things that the platform provides. Now, I'm scrolling down. You have also multiple earning opportunities. So do you want to explain what you mean here?
Yeah, so obviously we will be doing a number of things, which means trading competitions and a lot of other things which will be there. But most importantly, people can come in and they can sign up, and on signing up, they will get a specific, code, and they can share that code. And the moment the person who's using their code trades, they get benefit of that in terms of the trading fees, which is deposited on the exchange. They get a part of that trading fees in their accounts, in their wallets.
Again, scrolling down because there's a lot of information here. I'm on the 3 easy steps to get rewarded. It says whitelist yourself, share your referral code with friends. Each of you receive TRT tokens. What do you mean whitelist yourself? Normally when I think about whitelist, for those that are listening, I usually think of the white paper that a company might create, which is the business plan. So what does whitelist yourself here mean?
Yes, whitelist is basically have your wallet. You come to the platform, you do your KYC, and then that obviously KYC is linked to your wallet. So that way we know who you are. And so once you do that, and when you share your referral code with your friends, you are able to receive TRT tokens at the moment they start to use it.
And that's similar to many other exchanges that are out there. So people should be comfortable and familiar with that concept. I know that there's other USA-based exchanges that are doing that type of idea. The text 2.0, what is this? What is this visual and what does this mean?
This is talking about all the other products or features which we are looking to add to the platform. So it is a desktop application, social trading, algorithmic trading, multi-chain peer-to-peer, and then gamification, as I mentioned, things to do with trading competitions, social badges, and so yeah, a lot of things in terms of user engagement and excitement.
So, so we've been talking about the trust exchange today. Is there, before we sign off, I know we're going to have more than one conversation, as we always do over the course of a year because of the products that you're developing. Is there anything else that you want to share with those that are listening or looking at the platform in terms of this platform or trends or anything else that is happening in our community?
Yeah, so what I would say is, obviously, as you can see, some of the top points which are listed here, but then TRT token, the token of Trust Recruit, is going to be used here, and that's going to be the primary means of getting discounts on trades. And importantly, as I said, as more products get added to the Trust ecosystem, the same TRT token is going to obviously be used. So it has a very good utility, and so come and join this ecosystem, because we are expanding. We are having about 17,000 odd current users, and we are obviously looking forward to have more users.
So for everyone who's listening today, remember that I will be putting the links below so you can do your own research and explore. Again, I've had multiple conversations about different platforms that have been created. So definitely enjoy all these conversations. The links will also be below. I really appreciate your being on today. I look forward to having future conversations with you. Everyone, as I always say at the end of my show, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We're all connected. We're all part of one world, and have a great day. Thank you so much and talk to you soon.